Hi again, everyone. Scott Player Popcorn Fan here, and in this video, I'm thinking of doing like kind of a news video for some Marvel shows, and for this, I was thinking of like giving my thoughts on the new trailer for the Miss Marvel show, then also talk about Disney Plus because there was a content update for Disney Plus, and I want to talk about that. But first, I want to give my thoughts on the new Miss Marvel trailer because I've seen it a few times, and I I do like that the MCU is, they're doing different things with different genres, and I appreciate that. And I thought what they did, what they showed us with the Miss Marvel trailer, I thought that was interesting. It's just the show Miss Marvel, it's appealing to a different demographic, to younger audiences, mainly teenage girls, because the character of Kamala Khan is a high school girl, and she's dealing with, and she's a fanboy. Like, she's a huge fan of all these superheroes, and she imagines herself as a superhero at the beginning of the trailer. Then, later she gets the powers and, becomes a superhero herself. And I think that's a rather interesting story to tell. It's just a lot of the tone of what we saw, it just felt very high school, very light with the way the humor was with with Kamala Khan, and also seeing things from her perspective, like I said, how she imagines things. And I just, there's something about this trailer, I'm not sure, it's just, I have a feeling it's not really a show necessarily for me, whereas with Moon Knight, that is for me. So this show, Miss Marvel, it will probably appeal to a different type of audience than some other MCU content, like the other shows or the MCU films. It's just, it's appealing to a different demographic, which I don't mind. It's just Miss Marvel. And also, another thing about Miss Marvel is that they're changing up how she gets her powers, because in the comics, she was an Inhuman, and it's just the way she gets her powers in the comics is very different to how she's getting her powers in the MCU. And it's interesting, because when she describes her power, she says she's embiggening herself, and it's essentially just the same power as Mr. Fantastic from the Fantastic Four. Stretching, like she can stretch. That's basically her power. It's just she calls it embiggening, like she's embiggening her fist or something like that. So I think that's, I don't know, it's just kind of a fancy term for describing a very simple power as being able to stretch. And just, the way she gets her powers is different compared to the comics. And I mean, I'm definitely gonna watch the show when it comes out, don't get me wrong. It's just not a show that that has hooked me quite yet, I guess you could say. And it's not really appealing to me, as a MCU fan. I just think that, a lot of teenage girls will like this show more than other people. And that's just what I have to say about that. Okay, but now I want to talk about Disney Plus, because today there was kind of a content update for Disney Plus. So my buddy Sean, once you go back into your Disney Plus account, it'll ask you if you want to get all of the content that's on Disney Plus, and other people too. It'll ask you for your password for your Disney Plus account, and then it'll ask you to set up a PIN, like a PIN number, like kind of like what you would use for your debit card or whatever, and then you will be able to watch all of the newly added content added to Disney Plus, and all the newly added shows that includes this are all the Marvel Netflix shows, because all the Marvel Netflix shows were taken off Netflix and now they're on Disney Plus. But if you want to watch them, you gotta set up this mature parental control setting for your Disney Plus account. So all the Marvel Netflix shows, Daredevil, Jessica Jones, The Punisher, Luke Cage, Iron Fist, The Defenders, all of those shows are on Disney Plus now, which is great. And I've done videos talking about these shows before in the past. Daredevil, easily my favorite Netflix show out of all of them. Sean, I highly recommend you check out Daredevil and some of these other shows too as well, especially The Punisher. That one's also really good. But yeah, it's more mature kind of content or storytelling, which is why they kind of did this update for Disney Plus. As you guys, once you see the shows, you'll know what I mean. But they also added Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., which was a show on the ABC channel, I think. But yeah, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is on Disney Plus now. That was included in this new update for the software. So yeah, it's a lot of, I really enjoy Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., by the way. For those of you that might be a fan of the character of Ghost Rider is on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. in season 4, and I love Ghost Rider. He's easily he's a very underrated character. I've always liked Ghost Rider. When I first saw the Nicolas Cage film, I think that one came out in like 2007, but yeah, so a lot of great not new, but a lot of old shows are on Disney Plus now. You just gotta get this sort of parental control setting for your account. So yeah, that should do it for this video. Just some quick updates, some news for some of these shows, and also speaking of, Moon Knight premieres this month, near the end, I believe, March 30th. So a lot of Marvel shows to talk about here, but that should do it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Peace.